Hi everyone, welcome back to Winmau TV, and here we are with Steve Brown. Steve, very special announcement that has hit the headlines recently. Winmau T-360 has been announced and been a huge part of that. What was it like trying to keep that under your hat first of all, and are you excited by it?
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, I think about 6 months ago that we had the initial conversations. We had to decide a name and stuff, and the concept, and how we can benefit these kids. So yeah, it's not been, it's been a lengthy process, not something we jumped into, but I think we've got a winning formula, and with the backing of Winmau, it can't go wrong.
Obviously people are asking questions about it, what it is, how it exists, and everything like that. So just first of all, tell us how the concept came about.
Well, so typically for me, I mean, what I'm aware of is, I think I said to you earlier on, that I've sort of felt like a head teacher of a primary school, and they sort of get to the last year, as they do in the JDC, and they move on, and you don't really get to see them very often after that, so we sort of feel a big part of their journey up to that point, but just when they leave the JDC, you sort of put them into the big wide world. For me, it's important that I remain part of that journey for them as well, because as you know, my son's now a professional dart player, so I know important that to that extended arm of the JDC, if you like, is valuable.
Is this aimed more at the elite of the JDC? I mean that with the most respect, but not everyone is going to be a professional dart player. No. Is this aimed at the ones that you feel are and have the capabilities to go and make that next step in the game?
Absolutely, yeah. This is designed for the exceptionally talented kids, and not everybody's exceptionally talented now, but they could be in the future. So this is something for them to work towards if they're not there yet.
Obviously, as well, looking at it, JDC Tour coming back, is it going to be linked to that? And because if you win one of those tours, obviously you can throw a dart.
Of course, yeah, no. So yeah, so any player that's not signed with another company, manufacturer, will be offered a place on the team at a tour. So yeah, there's incentives to win on the tour and get invited to be part of the team.
Then once you're part of this team, talk us through the processes and what it entails and how they're going to benefit from it.
Well, so my role primarily is to be like a mentor, if you like. So we'll have coaching days when we'll bring the likes of Paul Nicholson in and give them some coaching. But we'll have, but it's more than that. So for me, I'm a mentor for the players, but I'm also an ear for the parents. Obviously, being a professional player myself, I'm also a father of a professional young player. So I'm sat in a quite a unique position, really, to sort of see it from maybe the kids' side, but also from the parents' side as well. Because like I say, I've been there myself.
Yeah, and like you say, within Winmau itself, there's some fantastic Nico, Mark Webster, the two that jump to mind straight away that aren't on the tour at the moment. But Mark is one of the best analysts and pundits we've seen, as is Paul Nicholson in his commentary and his coaching that he's done as well. So I'm guessing using the whole Winmau team to bring these kids through. Winmau
have given me a lot of resources, and obviously the access to these players is just some of them. But yeah, I think what's unique about Winmau is it is a real family feel, and Vince and Fiona were both very influential in putting this together. I'm very passionate about this project as well. So for me, I got a lot of access to a lot of benefits for the kids. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Speaking of those resources as well, working with Go Darts Pro on specific training exercises for these kids.
Yeah, so Anders at Go Darts Pro, what he's done for us is actually sort of built us a bespoke model, if you like. So I can communicate with the kids on the programme, set them challenges and time scales to do it in. Also, we can communicate via the platform as well. They'll have access to over 70 practice games and a premium membership. So a lot of the communication will take place on that platform.
Then, obviously, the big things in darts as well. Well, they seem big, but to a kid they are especially. Equipment and stuff like that. With Team 360, will they get expert help with the right equipment and everything like that? Because we can see kids that are throwing the wrong darts, they're set up wrong, everything like that. Is that all part of it as well? Yeah,
of course it is. Yeah, and also I'm here. They have my personal contact number, so we're all sort of accustomed to Zoom now as well. So I don't necessarily have to be in the same room as them to give them advice. I can see their throw. We all sort of, us pros sort of know how a dart should fly through the air. So just small tips we can offer them, but also as they grow on, there will be opportunities for the successful kids to have their own darts made and stuff as well. So, but I said Winmau really putting their weight behind this, so the opportunities will keep coming and coming.
How many have we got so far?
So there's 5 at the moment. I can't name all of them because some of them haven't been announced yet. But again, so not just through the JDC channels. Obviously, we do have academies in 12 countries now. So obviously we're sort of growing all the time. But so I'll have an eye on what's going on around the world as well, not just based in the UK. So if there's any sort of exceptionally talented kids anywhere in the world, get in touch.
Was that important to you? Because obviously we know that the UK has been a hotbed of darts for many years, but it's now a global game. So is that important to you that kids all around the world don't get neglected in this?
Yeah, that's what the JDC sort of is about. It sort of encompasses that with kids for us, they're the future of the sport. So we really felt that we needed to provide them with a decent platform, and some are also safe to play.
Is there a minimum age for this? Obviously, you've said that it's like senior school, when they disappear, you don't see them again. So is there a minimum age before I come on to the next?
No, so there's no minimum age at all. And, I think there's been quite a lot of prodigies that sort of didn't quite make it. It showed a lot of early promise, which, with the right guidance, maybe, could have still been around today. So, yeah, we're not going to put a minimum age on it. Typically, it's going to be more older kids than younger kids. But if we do spot someone with exceptional talent and we sort of feel like the parents maybe could do with a hand and a bit of guidance, then we're happy to help.
Steve, we spoke about the minimum age. Is there a maximum age on this, or is this development for kids as long as they need it?
Well, so typically we're not going to be looking for kids that are young men that are 23, 24 years old, but that's not to say that someone that comes through the programme doesn't stay until they're 22, 23. So yeah, we want them to grow with us, and when they feel it's the right time, we feel that we've done our job, then they can move on. But so we're there for the whole package. Is
that also important, because we've seen kids leave the JDC, go onto the development tour, challenge tour? It's a big, scary world, and sometimes there hasn't been the support needed in the past. So is this a big thing for these kids to make sure that mentally, physically, they know that someone's got their back in the early stages?
Yeah, certainly. And I think it's such a tricky age, 17, 18. As a young man or a young lady, you sort of almost become a different person when you get to that age. So there's a lot of changing going on in your life, and there's a bit more expectation, perhaps. Or get a job and that kind of stuff. And so it's important that there's a constant, and obviously Team 360 will be that constant in their life.
Being part of Team 360, you can have normal things like a WhatsApp chat as well with everyone in, just so if someone's having a bad day, they don't need to go on a platform or whatever. Yeah. You can just drop a message in the group chat, and just silly little things like that. Yeah, I keep going back to the fact that we are a part of a team, but you're very much an individual. Obviously, I wouldn't, I like to keep the chat quite positive. I don't want to see anybody sort of knocking anybody, or even sort of having a bit of mickey taking. I wouldn't be tolerating any of that. So it's very much a positive vibe. Just want to go back on the Go Darts Pro stuff, that these training games they've developed and whatever. Is there different levels within these games as well, or is it a standard game? Once you complete it, you move on to the next one? Is it based on ability as well? Yeah, there's a Miko factor, so that's quite good to get involved with. You can set challenges, and obviously we want the kids to try and raise the bar each time. So naturally, kids are very competitive, so they want to outdo each other in the scoring in the practice sessions on a weekly basis. But we're also going to go public with a few of their scores and challenge the general public, and not just kids but adults as well, to try and beat the Team 360 scores on the Go Darts Pro platform. As well, being part of the family and the Winmau Team 360, that must give the chosen kids a huge benefit as well, and a huge confidence boost, because to have one of the major manufacturers in the world of darts on their shirt and to be backing them, could you imagine how you would have felt as a kid having that backing? Yeah, and I remember being a young pro myself, and I wanted a sponsor like Winmau before I won the World Championships. It's the first thing you want. It's almost like a badge of honour. So, and no better badge than the Winmau badge. And then looking ahead, how does this develop? Do you say to the kids, we think you've gone far enough, or do they come to you and say, I think I'm done now, I want to go on my own? Or is it a mutual thing, how you leave the team? Yeah, so I won't just be talking with the kids. Obviously, the parents can play a big role in this. So I think it should be a mutual decision. I think we'll know when they sort of, when they typically get to the development tour and are sort of winning and flying high, and naturally, kids will outgrow the programme. But for us, it's to make sure we've done the very best we can for those kids whilst they're in the programme. As well, the JDC Winmau, very much their ethos and ethics are work rate. Is this something that belongs to Team 360 as well? This isn't a golden ticket for them, is it? Just so people know straight away, because people could easily see this out. Q Scores build as a theatre of dreams to get your golden ticket, and this could be seen as well, but this is about working hard. Yeah, no, you want to stay on the team. Once you're there, you don't want to lose that spot. And if people are slacking or not sort of giving they're taking somebody else's spot up and not really giving up their best, then unfortunately they might find themselves off the team. So yeah, you've got to keep up the hard work. Yeah, you don't become Michael van Gerwen, Price, Peter Wright overnight. No. You have to graft, and this is one of those sports that, yes, it comes naturally to some, but it can also come to you by grit, determination and hard work. Yeah, so to make it as a professional dart player, talent is only one box. You need to tick 5 or 6 boxes. So my job as a mentor
is to make sure they're well-rounded enough to make it as a pro. So talent's just one box. You know, there's lots more attributes you need, and obviously that's where my experience and you know, being a dad comes in.
Do you think the kids will get this straight away, this concept, or do you think it's going to take some time for the kids to grow into this as well?
No, I think they'll get it. I think kids adapt pretty well, in my experience. But no, I think they'll get it straight away, and I think they'll see the signings that we make, and naturally, I think the kids at the JDC will want to be part of that team.
Just on what you said there, being part of Team 360, is this going to get publicised and the media coverage as if it were a normal signing then?
Oh, certainly, yeah. Probably a bit more, to be fair. I know Winmau. I sat in for hours with Vince and Fiona, and you know, yeah, their attention to detail and how much they want this to work has inspired me, definitely.
That takes a lot, because you've done a lot in your career, so for this to inspire you, would this be the final crown on your darting CV to make this work?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's always sort of been the only, you know, being the chairman of the JDC is the best job in the world. But the only snag with it is you've got to say goodbye when you get to 18. Obviously, with adults and stuff, that you would typically have that relationship for years and years. For me, when you get to the age of 18, you wave them out the door, and you know, you might see them around at tournaments and stuff, but that for me is quite sad. So to get the opportunity now to continue that relationship with these talented kids is great.
When we've seen obviously the media launch for Team 360. When are we going to see the first players launched and the profile that goes behind them?
That's imminent, yeah. So I've seen the press releases already. Obviously, I can't say who, but no. And for me, making these kids' dreams come true or joining the team, I can't wait for those days either.
COVID, hopefully, is not a million miles away from. I'm not going to say disappearing, but allowing us to live normal lives again. You're looking forward to that first 360 training day when you've got X amount of however many there are at the time. In one room, and you can go through everything. To present them with their shirts and all that kind of stuff, get them all together, team photos, and you know, we'll have some special guests on the day. So we've got a lot of stuff planned. So obviously we can't. There's no dates set yet, but work's gone into it already. So I'm in regular contact with the kids in the team. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I know you find it hard not to leak breadcrumbs. How must these kids feel not being able to tell people?
Well, exactly, yeah. So I've been in contact with the parents mainly, just to say that, you know, we've got something really special coming. So I haven't been able to tell anybody up until now. So yeah, I do find keeping secrets quite difficult. So, but there was but you know, it's something that I know that we're really pleased with. So yeah, I just can't wait to start work.
Steve, pleasure as always here on Winmau TV, mate, and we look forward to the journey as part of Team 360. Thanks very much, mate.
Cheers, mate.